Company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview. Joining me on Stockbox today is the chairman of Arkle Resources, John Teeling, and Gavin Birkenhager, the consultant geologist. Thank you both very much for joining me today. So, Arkle have recently had some news from your Mine River Gold project, where you announced you intersected high-grade gold, 2.5 metres at 12.13 grams per tonne, and 51.5 grams per tonne over half a metre. Now, these are very big grades, John, and it's very nice to see that in an RNS. And you commented in the RNS that this is a spectacular result. So I wonder if you can give us your comments on this latest development. Let's get your reaction.
There's no other word for those results than spectacular. Gold exploration is very difficult, very high probability of finding nothing in the holes, as we have experienced over the years. But this is a very good result. And based on a lot of work done by Gavin, guys before him and his team. I think you see on the screen there where we are. Many of you may not be that familiar with Ireland. That's a map of Ireland. And we are down to the southeast in the area. From Avoca going down to Mine River and a little bit further south of that. That's where we've been working for a number of years, and we have a lot of ground there, and we've drilled a number of holes. What we're actually looking for, and I don't know if this comes up on the screen, can you see that's visible gold from Mine River, from Tombreen, in fact, and that is very rare to find, extremely rare to find. Either particularly in a drill hole, because it tends to mean that the results are very good. And Gavin has been working, we had done some work a couple of years ago using new technology and identified, and Gavin's going to go through this, a number of possibilities. And we had some good results from our first three holes, which didn't excite the market because it just meant we found gold. They weren't high grade, but it was indicative of what was there. And then we had a fourth hole, which was very good in terms of those visible gold in the core. It was very exciting for Gavin and Ray Keenan, his man on the rig. I went down to Mine River and brought my grandson to show them visible gold because it is a very rare thing. You don't see it. And there were very good indications and visible gold over about 5 meters in this particular hole. And we split the core when it was there. And then when you were actually panning the residue, there were loads of flakes of gold. And yet that's the hole, I mentioned it in RNS, we were expecting good results, and the results didn't come to pass. For whatever reason in the analysis, as can happen, we tried it twice, the results didn't pan out, but we were very excited about that. And this latest hole is not too far from there, but at different levels. And what we have shown, this area is here before, is that there are very good grades to be obtained. And that's what you need. You need some high grade gold that can cover areas of lower grade, because you can't just mine one small area. What's exciting about it, apart from the very good grade in Tombreen, is we now have 3 areas, one 900 meters apart and the other one about 300 or 400 meters to the southeast, where we have gold intersections. So it's starting to look a very substantial project. It's only a small part of what we have there. An indication of how we viewed this is we were going to drill 8 holes, but then we expanded that. And whenever you expand a drilling program, it means you're very comfortable with the results. So we added another 3 holes. And just in the last week or 10 days, we've added 3 more holes, at least 3 more holes. And we will stay there as long as we're getting good results. We have the money for this, luckily. And so we're able to use the rig and use the staff on site, and with the cooperation of the farmers, which has been very good. So this has been very good result for us, something that we've been looking for a long time. And I think now I should simply pass over to Gavin. He'll explain what it looks like technically on the ground.
Yes, indeed. Yes, it'd be nice to see that. So, Gavin, if you'd like to take us through the more technical details, I'm keen to see what you've got to show us.
No problem. So just to recap of where we are at Mine River, Tombreen is as John was saying, it's just one of our targets along our Mine River gold trend that we have. So, we've been focusing at Tombreen currently with our drilling program, but we have done this detailed soil survey over quite a large area surrounding Tombreen. So Tombreen area has now turned out to be, we have these multiple targets. So these targets were generated from the soil sampling that we did in about, we started in 2019, 2020. So these soil anomalies is essentially the focus of where we've been trenching and then subsequently drilling. So we knew about the Tombreen area, the Tombreen main area here. This is what we drilled back in 2017, and that's where we got that amazing grade, the 8 meters at 4.5 grams. But subsequent drilling, we couldn't find it again, essentially. So this was this revised approach, soil sampling, and identified that the area at Tombreen Main was over towards the east rather than the west. And then obviously we identified these other areas which we first drilled. So when we started the drilling this year, we started at Tombreen West. This was where we got this visible gold in the trench, and we drilled a fence of 3 holes, and these first 3 holes all got grade. So this was unbelievable to go to a brand new area. Essentially, this is between about 700, 900 meters away from the Tombreen main area, and so this was a fantastic result to get gold in all 3 holes. We then came back to the main area, and this hole, which we discovered the visible gold at, was actually a deeper step back hole from the exceptional grade that we got in 2017. This was a step back hole, and we drilled and we got the area down at about 140 meters compared to what we got originally at about 75 meters. So we really, almost doubled the depth that we got the gold, and that's where that was the zone, as John was mentioning, that we got the visible gold. So subsequently we stepped out towards the west just to clarify that this unit doesn't extend towards the west, and unfortunately we didn't really pick up much grade towards the west. And then we also stepped then into the east. So we tried to do a 50-meter step out is what we sort of the strategy that we go. This was about 42 meters because we were kind of near the road, and that's where we got that colossal grade of 51.6 grams. So this is actually a step out from the 42-meter step out towards the east, from the high grade gold holes. And as John mentioned, these new holes that we've planned are now increments of 50-meter step outs towards the east, going into the heart of this soil anomaly, this gold soil anomaly. So that area there, Tombreen, that's going to be the main focus. That's where we're getting the high grade, and hopefully we can target this horizon and build a resource around that, as well as continuing work at Tombreen West. We did return back to Tombreen West to do a deeper hole, and we're waiting for those results. Those are the next batch we should be getting soon. And the other target that we're also drill testing is this large soil anomaly. So this was our target, our first big new target, the soil anomaly A. So this was never drill tested before, and we're currently drilling on it right now. We've just completed a hole. We're called TB13, and we're currently drilling at TB14, and those are drilling south directly into that anomaly. The anomaly exhibits the similar kind of orientation as what we've got at Tombreen Main, so we're quite confident about that. So yeah, that's just a slide there that shows a bit better of why we've got this strategy here. TB8, the visible gold hole, TB11 are 51 grammars, and you can see 2 more 50-meter step outs, and these 2 holes will be done. Hopefully we'll start them at the end of the month, going into next month. There's a picture of the rig there. That's where it is just now, a newly cut barley field. So yeah, the strategy going forward to go along with our drilling, our step out drilling at Tombreen main area, will be to also trench these untested anomalies, B and C, which are lying just south of Tombreen West. So this could be a very interesting area, and expand our known area quite dramatically. So these are some highlights. We've got gold in nearly every hole. Our TB10 hole was a bit of a dud hole, but nearly every hole that we've drilled so far has got grade. So this is rare to happen, to get so many holes to have grade. Obviously TB11 is our big grade, as well as TB8. And there's a wee picture of our 51 grammer here. This is what it looks like, as well as a bit of the visible golden core. So I have a bit of an idea what it looks like. So yeah, I mean, I guess the key message is that we've identified a brand new area, Tombreen West, that we've hit gold at a much deeper level from our original discovery in 2017. And not only that, we've now got a step out that's also hit high grade gold, and it's open towards the east, and it's open towards open at depth, and that we will be expanding into the other anomalies and testing them soon as well. So it's proven to be a really, really exciting project.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it, and there's clearly gold there. There's clearly a resource there to be found. I wonder just if I can ask you about the really high grade. You've got the 51 grams per ton there over 0.5. What does that tell you? I mean, can it give you a false impression? Is it a bit of an anomaly? I know in the past when I've spoken to John, he said, you can put a drill down and you can miss, by inches, and you think you've missed it. So going through and getting these high grade, does that mean you've effectively gone through the middle of it? And are you starting to understand the deposit more now?
Yeah. So what the fact that we've had visible gold, and we get it sort of indicates that we get this nugget effect. So it affects the analysis of the core having these nugget effects, because the analysis only analyzes a certain part of the core, a homogenized sort of representative sample of it. So nuggets can often get a bit lost in that analysis process. But from what we've seen, that these veins essentially pinch and swell as well. So you might get a good swell zone and you get a high grade, and then we've got a narrower channel essentially of where the vein is. So this 51 grammer, it was a narrower area, or 8 meter wide section that we'd got, 50 meters towards the west. But maybe the gold is concentrating in here and it's higher grade. We're slowly trying to understand the area, and we will do some petrography analysis on the veins and try and better understand what's going on with the grade and why we get these differences. But I would put it down to essentially a nugget effect. A
nugget effect, okay. And the further drilling you're doing then, the step out drilling, is that going to hopefully help you to continually build the picture?
Yes. Yeah, so what we've done is we've essentially sort of come to a bit of a wall towards the west with essentially our dud hole, but then we're going to do these increments of 50 meters step outs towards the east, because essentially that's where the anomaly shows anyway. The soil anomaly, the surface anomaly shows that it extends towards the east, and that anomaly doesn't mean that it would be concentrated to that area, because it just depends of what part of this deposit is actually reaching surface, because you could get it plunging down to a far greater depth, and that's what was proven with this the recent visible gold hole, is that it does extend at a much deeper level. So strategy going forward then would be even testing at an even deeper level for that as well. So
okay. And I know it's very hard to put sort of a timeline on these things, but when do you think it might be possible to have that better picture understanding and to come up with a resource? Is it too difficult to say, or have you got an idea of how much more work will need to be done?
Well, it'll need a lot more drilling. Essentially, this is not an easy task in any shape or form, as John was alluding to there. Is that finding gold is extremely difficult. We're in a chaotic sort of geological environment where there is faulting, where there is folding, and every new hole will bring new insights, but also new problems, that we have to solve. That if there is faulting and the vein does then offset, or if there is folding, and it's an extremely difficult environment to work in. But I do feel that this strategy that we developed with the soil sampling, the soil anomalies, that has really been paying off. That's something that works. So I'm fairly confident that that technique can lead us to more discoveries. And it's just be a matter of stepping out. If we don't get it in that step out hole, we can then adjust and try to move a bit north or south, and try and pick it up again. So
okay. Well, thank you very much, Gavin, for giving us that technical view there. John, if I can come back to you from a corporate level, then how's the company feeling, and what are the plans here to take this forward?
One of the reasons that gold is at $2,000 is because it is hard to find. So that when you find something like this, geologists get excited, and in fact, we also get excited. And the proof of the pudding is that we've expanded the drilling, and we'll continue to do it. Also, at the same time, Gavin just mentioned in passing there, we're going to trench these anomalies, Bs and Cs. It's a very exciting area for us, and it's very early stages. Three things have actually come out of it. One is depth. And most of the drilling that has been done over the years now, we've been years in this general area along that trend, is that we drilled to maybe 100, 120 meters. And some of the grades are down to 140, 150. So we're having to go to 200 meters per hole, which takes much longer and costs more. So the one thing is that we have depth. The second thing is that it is extended. We now have 3 zones, all containing mineralization. 700 to 900 meters apart means that if they join, and they may not, that if they join, you tend to be building a reasonable size resource. And the interesting one now to the south of the Tom Breen main, that's the anomaly A, which we're drilling. Gavin was very happy with the first hole, so we're drilling another 2 right as we speak. That will be another area of gold. And then we've 2 further ones that have come slightly again to the west that have never been drill tested. And we're going to trench those first to say, look, is there anything in it? And then probably drill. So from that viewpoint, corporately, it's very good. And we will focus on that now. And from the overall viewpoint, we're funded for the immediate future in these holes. And it meant that we were supposed to go to our second gold run in Donegal in September. We were supposed to be there now with this rig, but we've deferred that for a variety of reasons. But particularly, why would we go where we are? One of the dangers we have in Wexford is that we're almost like a child in a sweet shop, in a candy jar. We have both hands in it, and we can't get the hands out because they're full of sweets. There's a lot of things there which we need to look at, and it will take time to try and get a picture. So we will focus on Wexford for the immediate future. So we leave Inishowen. Inishowen needs to be drilled. It's as simple as that. All the work is done. Some good grades in soil samples and in trenching. So that will have to be drilled in the short-term future. The last project we have is the zinc in Stone Park, and we've spoken before about that. It's had a quiet year because our partner, and indeed, if anybody wants to know what's happening on the zinc, they should go to the Group 11 website and have a look. They've just released results. They are developing a big picture, which Stone Park is a critical part of it. And they are trying to develop a corridor going southeast from Stone Park to a place called Carrykittle, where they have very good results, and further southeast to a place called Barrywire, where they just released very good results. However, they will be coming back to Stone Park, and I would hope to be able to announce it'll be an RNS in the next 10 days to 2 weeks, what we're going to do in Stone Park later this year and next year. We have a 23% interest in that, and we would hope to fund our interest in that. It's a very useful thing to have. I mean, that's 5-6 million tons. It's there, it's shown, and if they can add to it, then ideally you'd like 10 million tons before you have a viable mine. But the grade in Stone Park is high at 11%. So it's a jewel in the crown of Arkle. But the real excitement in the coming months will be a continuous stream of results. Now, as Gavin said, unless we're unique, not every hole is going to be good. If it was that easy to find gold, listen here, you'd be out drilling it. And we've been there for a long time and have a lot of knowledge, and we still make you drill in the wrong place. If the thing is 3 or 4 meters wide, it's very easy to miss it. But the future looks really good, and it's very exciting for us. We've been around a long time to be doing something like this, and there is great potential in Wexford.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much, John, for giving us that update there, and of course on the other projects as well. It does sound very promising. And of course, Gavin as well, the consultant geologist. Thank you very much for going into some more detail there on Mine River. And I look forward to following the story. But for now, thank you both very much for your time.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.